The Joe Rogan Experience.
The highest I have ever been on a podcast was with Be Real when I did Smokebox, right? That's what he calls it. Be Real Smokebox. He's got a car, and they have a setup inside the car, and there's the cameras in there. And so we got high first.
Oh, Jesus.
Like barbecued. And then you get in the car, and everyone keeps smoking. And they just keep smoking. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, it happened to me once with Nick and Nate talked me to smoking right before in a hotbox car. We just got so lit. I remember they put me in. I'm in the cage. My gloves taped on, headgear taped on, looking across at Nick. And I'm like, wait, I got to fight this guy right now? I got so scared.
We're barbecued here. I'm so high I already stopped smoking. I'm just going, let me off. It's legit in terms of...
Yeah, it's crazy how much some people can smoke.
Those guys can put it down. Is Nick fighting again?
I don't know. You know, he for his last fight, obviously he wasn't in the best situation, you know, mentally and stuff. So I would like to see him fight again, but I'd like to see him do a proper camp. So
I just saw something yesterday. That's why I was going to ask. Something that said Nick Diaz plans to return.
I think he wants to, but I really hope he does a proper camp and does it right. Because
what did he do for the last one?
Not much.
Really?
I think he was just going through some tough times in his life, and you know, I don't really want to get into his personal life too much, but I think he was going through a tough time, and I don't think I would have liked to have pulled the fight and moved it back personally.
Coach, expect Nick Diaz to fight by the end of the year. Coach Cesar Gracie gives an update on his longtime protege, MMA veteran, and fan favorite Nick Diaz. So people were like thinking that he was kind of heavy. And that's why the fight wound up being they fought at 85, right?
I think they moved it to 85, yeah. Which Lawler's a big guy, too, so I'm sure he didn't mind.
Oh, he's probably so happy he didn't have to cut, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was his motivation. He was kind of like pushed into the fight happened so quick, and he hadn't been training at all. Then all of a sudden he's like fighting in 2 months. It was just kind of rushed. He didn't have a chance to do a camp. But, you know, because Nick's like a brother. I really hope he fights again, but he needs to make sure to properly do a camp.
The amount of love that guy gets is off the charts. When they see him, you know,
people love him.
When they introduced him during that fight too, the whole audience went crazy.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend. Like everyone loves Nick Diaz. I mean,
he's a very important part of the history of MMA, and if people don't realize what a big part he is, you need to watch him in the Strikeforce days, because when he was a Strikeforce champion, watch the Frank Shamrock fight. You know, watch Paul Daly.
Fight. Wow, that's probably the best one-round fight I've ever seen.
Amazing fight. Cyborg. The Cyborg fight. Gomi. Yes, watch those days.
He's a true legend.
He's
that's
a
why
legend.
Everyone loves him. So some people forget like how great he was.
Oh, my God. The Paul Daly fight is an insane fight because Daly has one of the best left hands in the history of the sport. Daly was a thunderous striker.
Yeah,
he was so dangerous.
Yeah, he's tough.
Was he one of so Henderson hit you hardest?
Probably Henderson, yeah, but he landed clean. Daly didn't land anything too clean. He popped me with a jab that was like, oh wow, this guy's got some power.
He has.
I better take him down and tap him out.
Yeah, I mean he knocked out Lorenzo Larkin.
He's a savage.
Yeah, amazing power, and so Nick just went at him in that fight. You watched that fight?
Oh yeah.
Nick just swarmed him, and just the volume of strikes, like you could see, like that kind of fight is where he thrived. When he
got dropped in that fight.
Yep.
Came back up and just.
But even when he got dropped, he's like moving around on the ground, avoiding the ground and pound, gets back up, and he talks so much shit to guys.
Yeah, during the sparring, they're talking shit. It's hilarious.
That's one of the things that Frank Shamrock said about fighting him. Like, you can't believe he's talking shit to you while he's beating you up.
Yeah, it just adds humiliation to it.
Also, like frustration. Like, it's hard to like keep your head straight.
Yeah, the Gomi fight's one of my favorite fights. That one was amazing.
That was incredible when he tapped out Gomi, and he got cracked right before that too. Remember?
Yep.
And that was when Gomi was Gomi. You know?
Yeah. When he's one of the best in the world.
Oh my God, Gomi was one of those guys from Japan that was so fierce. Sakurai was another one.
I fought him.
Oh,
that one was crazy.
Damn,
that was my first
Sakurai
big win
too.
Really? I went to Japan. I'd never left the country. Never been on a plane. And I flew out to Japan with Nick Diaz. That was wild.
What was the event?
Shudo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was ranked like number 2 in the world at the time. I was completely unknown. That was like for me, that's one of the most memorable fights. Even though like most people in the U.S. didn't watch it, it was like such a cool experience.